Hello again, creative Christian crafters and children's ministry workers, and parents, and whoever else needs some wonderful Bible craft ideas to complement your lessons. It's Kristen once again with you here today, and we are going to do three pretty simple crafts that remind us of our identity in Jesus and our ability to look at the big picture of God's peace and of God's plan and put it into practice with other people as well. Wow, well, that was a lot of explanation. We're going to do three easy crafts based on a passage in Luke chapter 24. Now, in the passage that we're focusing on in this lesson, Jesus appeared to his disciples, and he said, "Peace be with you," as he usually did when he appeared to them. And then he showed them that he was real, that he was who he was when he was on earth before he was crucified. And he also gave them an important job to share the good news with others. So the first craft that we're going to do three crafts: a puzzle, a peace sign, and a name badge. Doesn't fit the alliteration, but oh well. So the first craft we're going to do is very simple, and it's one that you might have done a variation on before. We're going to do the really bare bones version of this today. We're going to make a puzzle. In order to do this, we're going to start with just a regular piece of paper. Now, I'm going to make kind of a small one for the sake of timing, but you can make it any size. And you also, ideally, will have a thicker piece of paper like cardstock or something like cardboard that you can put your paper on and mount it to after your drawing. So you're going to start with a simple drawing, or not so simple. You can make this elaborate. You can put a verse on it. So we are going to make a cross. You do want to try to have some kind of writing or picture throughout the entire page. So for instance, you don't just want one little picture right here in the center. You want it to be something that can be put together, since it will be a puzzle. So we're going to put across. We're going to make this pretty simple for the interest of timing, of course, but feel free to go to town and take as much time as you need. That is not the most even of crosses, but we'll roll with it. And we're going to write a caption on here. And we'll just do something. We can do a verse. We can say, share the good news. Jesus frees us from sin. Or just freeze us if you happen to run out of room. And then you can, of course, add on extra embellishments, whatever you like. Put a little happy face over here to take up some space. And then, again, make this however you'd like it to be, whatever kind of picture you want it to be. It can coincide with the story. And then if your paper is not really thick, you'll want to glue it with maybe some glue stick paste, Elmer's glue it to a piece of cardboard or something that's thicker. Even a paper plate would work. And let that to dry so that it has a real firm backing. So you've got puzzle pieces. Or if your paper is already pretty thick, you can then cut it into various pieces. Now, depending on your age, crew, who you're working with, scissor ability if the kids are doing the cutting part, you can make these pieces big. You can make them more challenging, because the idea is after it gets all cut up, you'll shuffle it. You can stick it in an envelope or something if you'd like to keep it together, or a plastic baggie. And then you're going to put the puzzle together again. So obviously this one was pretty easy because we made big pieces and it's a simple drawing, but you can be as elaborate, as fanciful as you want, and explain that for the disciples, it was kind of like a puzzle when Jesus died and came back to life. Now, Jesus had been explaining all along what he was going to do, but they didn't quite understand until they saw it with their own eyes. That was sort of the final piece of the puzzle. So that's why we have a puzzle. The next craft we're going to do, also very simple, we're going to make a name tag. This is something that can turn into a necklace like you would wear an ID tag, or you can use safety pins and make it something that you can pin onto your shirt. And we're going to do the we'll go with the ID tag necklace version for today. And we're just going to take like a 5x7, 3x5, some kind of a small-ish piece of paper or note card. And you'll have kids decorate this. The idea is that we're talking in the story about how Jesus proved his identity, who he was, and he wants us to be people that tell others about him. So you're going to have kids decorate it. You could even make a template or make like some sort of a simple kind of worksheet for this as well. But you can have them, on the front. My name is, and then of course they can write their name. And you can even have it be like something where on the top or the bottom you have it, make it look all official. You could say, obviously this isn't that official identification card. And then, I am child of God, and I share the gospel. Now, on the other side of this, you can have them come up with a way that they can share that good news. So maybe you have, I spread God's love by, and you can have kids draw a picture here, or they can also write down. And you can say, you can come up, brainstorm some ideas here. Being kind to others, telling people about Jesus, praying for people, showing I'm a good neighbor, lots of different options. Then, in order, like I said, this is going to be our name badge that is wearable. We're going to just punch a couple holes in there and attach it to a piece of yarn or string of some sort. Or again, other option would be put it on a paper safety pin. And you can also, of course, you could laminate this if you want it to look extra fancy or official, or you could do kind of the homemade cheating lamination with some plastic wrap or something. And there we have our lovely identification name badge. There we go. So that's craft number 2, one more simple fun craft to remind ourselves that one of the first things Jesus said to the disciples when he appeared was, peace be with you, because he did want to communicate this message of peace and love and joy. So we're going to make a peace sign out of a paper plate. It's very simple, and you can use this for a variety of other fun craft options, but we're going to start out by drawing our peace sign. You may want to use a pencil for this, or if you're feeling brave, you can go for it in marker. And we'll just do nice thick lines. Of course, if you want to be a lot more accurate and technical, I would recommend a ruler so that you can get some straight lines, but we're kind of winging it here. And then you'll have your peace sign. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut out the middle portions here, and then you're going to flip it over and decorate it. So this is why we draw on a side that does not get fully decorated, because then we can make mistakes. But you want to make sure you have a nice border around the edge. And you're going to just cut out these triangle wedges here and decorate the rest. And this is to remind our students that Jesus came to give us, bring us lasting peace. And he told his disciples, peace be with you, partly because they were freaking out thinking he was a ghost, and partly because he was reminding them, hey, I came to bring you peace and life everlasting. So we're going to cut out these middle sections here. And then you can decorate it however you like. You can do just colors. You can do stickers. You can do glitter if you're feeling really ambitious. I always give this disclaimer with glitter. I love glitter. I love sparkly things. It just, if you have experience with it, which you probably do, it goes everywhere. It gets everywhere. It doesn't really vacuum. It just kind of, it stays. And it's sort of like going to the beach and having sand everywhere afterwards. That's how I feel about glitter. It's in your nose, it's in your hair, it's everywhere. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with glitter everywhere, but you know. Anyways, so once you've got your pieces cut out here, ta-da, you flip it over, and now you can write up here something like Jesus brings peace. And then, of course, we can add some colors to this. You can do this is actually a fun one to do for Martin Luther King Jr. Day too, and you can talk about peace and what it means to be peacemakers. Or hey, if you're doing the Beatitudes, blessed are the peacemakers. There's lots of fun things to use a peace sign for. But after you have decorated in whatever way you choose to, you got some stickers. There's some stickers on there as well. There's another verse on there. Then you can hang this up. Now you can hang it, if you can stick a magnet on it, you can turn it into a refrigerator hanging, or you can use the good old standby. Pop a hole in there and stick a pipe cleaner in, and voila, there we have it. A fun decorative reminder that Jesus brings true and lasting peace. So there you are. We have our peace plate. We have our identity name badge to remind us to share the good news, and our puzzle, because Jesus has solved the puzzle for us with his life. Of course, these are just jumping off ideas for you. Feel free to adapt, change, do what works for you. Make something completely different that maybe has the same verse on it. Whatever floats your boat and works with your crowd. I hope you enjoy. I hope you have fun. I hope this helps you to communicate the message of the story to your young ones. And as always, we are here every week with new crafts and message ideas. So please feel free to like, subscribe, tune in. Hope you have a wonderful, blessed week. And I hope we see you next time. Go make some crafts and make some disciples.